Have you ever looked at a drawing and thought, wow, the light and the shadows, they make it feel so real? Well, today I will show you how to bring that magic into your own sketches. And I'll be using a simple ballpoint pen for it. And at the end of the video, I will give you a fun assignment too. Welcome to Draw Tip Tuesday. I am your sketch bell, Koos Kuna. Today I will be drawing from a reference photo from unsplash.com that of course is coffee related. Look at the sunlight trickling in and the really distinct drop shadow of the cup. You don't need any fancy tools to enjoy drawing. I like showing how I work, but that doesn't mean I'm recommending this specific pen or any other specific pen. If I ever truly recommend something, I will say so. But the important thing is, you can draw with whatever you have. The cup is the most important part of the scene, so I started with that. The drop shadow is a shape too, so I made sure I had enough space on the page to draw it too. For this very crisp shadow, I'm simply outlining the shape of the shadow. The stronger the light, the sharper the shadow edges of the drop shadow. Softer light would create more gradual transitions. In case you wonder what a drop shadow is, also known as a cast shadow, it's where an object blocks the light completely. It's the shadow on the table, in this case, the shadow of the cup. The brightest parts are the highlights. In this case, the light comes from behind the cup. It shines towards us. That means that the only bright highlights are where that light hits the table directly. The key to capturing light and shadow is contrast. With a ballpoint pen, I'll build up the darker areas gradually. For lighter areas, I just leave the white of the paper showing, or I use less pressure for some midtones. I am too impatient to do hatching and cross-hatching neatly, so I'm coloring like I would with a crayon or a pencil. Sorry for the shaky table, I'll need to fix that. By looking at the shadows and creating midtones and darker tones, you can create a lot of depth in your drawing. To understand light and shadow better and to practice, what I recommend you to do is not just drawing along using this reference photo. Get a desk lamp or even the flashlight on your smartphone and grab a cup or some other simple object. Point the light on your cup and look where the drop shadow falls. Look how the outside and the inside of the cup catch light. Move your light around the subject and explore the differences when the light is higher, lower, closer, further back, from the side, the back or the front. It may seem a boring exercise, but it's really helpful to understand where the light comes from and how it affects an object or a scene. If you're enjoying my videos here on YouTube, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any Tuesday tips. And for inspiration and ideas, join me on Patreon, where you'll find many more videos, articles, and pro tips for your sketchbook practice, plus a wonderful community of like-minded artists. Follow the link in the video description. When urban sketching, for example, you can use all that knowledge to your benefit and be very bold drawing the shadows. And that's one of the most important things maybe, don't be too careful. The more contrast, the more interesting a drawing can become. In the photo, the black shirt of the person who's pouring the coffee adds a great contrast, so I'm not just leaving the outline, but will add that contrasting dark. Quite a bit of coloring there. You'll also notice that light bounces around, so even in the shadowed areas you might see subtle hints of reflected light and stuff like that. Just explore, and if you're not sure about where the darker areas are, squint your eyes. That filters out the details and shows you the lights and the darks. I also looked at what needed a little bit more emphasis, and I really love how you can make bold dark outlines with ballpoint pen by retracing. So I am going over some of the lines again. That way they seem more in focus. I also darken some of the shadows and midtones. some more shadows that fall on the table through the window, and a bit more dark in the drop shadow. And the lines of the wooden planks of the table give just a little extra context. I hope you enjoyed this demo. And if you need an assignment this week, try this. Pay attention to the light. Where is it coming from? How do the shadows behave? Try out and see how it transforms your drawing if you look at the shadows and really draw them. I'm using a ballpoint pen today, but you could use pencil, ink, whatever you like. The tool doesn't matter. It's all about how you observe and translate what you see. Just grab what you have and start drawing. And most importantly, have fun. I'll see you next week.